Miss Pua, please don't forget to mute yourself. Hi, Nomtebo. Yes, it is. We're gonna start at 5 past 7 just to give everyone a chance to get into the meeting. Hi, everyone. We're gonna be starting at 5 past 7. No, did you send the reminder?
Yeah, I sent it now on the channel, so people should be seeing it.
Okay. Okay. Thank you.
Is Natasha not supposed to be here?
She is supposed to be here.
Yeah, nah. Look at these kids, man. Mm, tradition make me add.
Hi Colin, please unmute yourself and you can speak. Hi Colin, your hand is raised. Okay, I guess that it was a mistake. Okay, hi everyone. We're gonna be starting at 7:05. We're just waiting for people to join in. Yeah, so please give us 2 minutes and we are going to start the session. Una, please check on Natasha. All right. Just to ensure that the meeting doesn't overlap, I think we can start. So, hello everyone. Good evening to my future lawyers, my future advocates, future attorneys, future judges. Good evening. I hope you guys are doing well. Thank you so much for taking the time out of your day to join us today. We are law students, Wits Law students. Okay, let me start by introducing myself. I'm Khomelemo Mncube, and we are law students from the organization called Law Beyond Life Beyond Matric. And we're going to be presenting this presentation to you guys and helping you guys understand university better. We're hoping that the session is very helpful to you guys. Also, if you have any questions, please don't be afraid to raise your hand, and yeah, we're gonna attend to you. Okay, so I am Khomelemo Mncube, as I said, and I am studying a BA Law. I'm doing my final year in BA Law. And yeah, okay, so wait, I wrote my notes down just to yeah, so that I can explain better. So basically, in law, we have three different degrees. We have a BA Law, and then we have a BCom Law, and we have an LLB. So the LLB is like just a straight law degree. So basically, just straight law degree. You're doing your law modules. We call them modules. Modules are subjects. We call them modules. So you do law modules straight, and then BA Law is okay. Let me read. So this degree it combines humanities, law with humanities or social sciences. So basically, you study core law modules, but then you can like combine them with, for example, social science modules. For example, you can combine them with psychology. You can combine them with sociology, philosophy, or languages. You can do sign language. You can do whatever. So basically, you choose what you want to do, but like the law modules, you don't choose. And then with this degree, what you can do with it, you can continue with an LLB for 2 years. So the degree is 3 years. You can continue with an LLB for another 2 years after your 3 years. And then with this specific one, you can work in like public policy, government, NGOs, journalism. You can work in compliance as well. And then after that, we have a BCom law degree. So that one is also 3 years. The specific one, it combines law with commerce or business subjects. So it's the same as BA law. You take core law modules that you do not choose for yourself. They are just there. And then you can choose an elective. Oh no, you can't choose an. You can choose an elective. You can choose between economics, accounting, business management. So if you are good with business, you love business, you're in high school and you love business or you love accounting, you can take the specific one. Or like you are not sure, maybe you want to take accounting, but also you're looking at law, you can combine them and do, instead of doing a BCom accounting, you can do a BCom law, and then you can have your law and your BCom. And then with this one, what you can do, you can work in the bank, you can do corporate governance. There's a lot of things that you can do. Wait, let me just look. So banking, business, or financial compliance as well. And then with your LLB, it's 4 years, straight law degree. It's called an LLB. So we have 3 degrees: BA law, BCom law, LLB. All right. Okay, so yeah, we're gonna continue with the session. Yeah, thank you. Next slide, please. Next slide. Okay, can you guys hear me? Can everybody hear me? Okay. Okay, thank you so much, Melissa. All right. So, okay, so I'm not alone. As I said, I'm working with Esihle, who's actually absent today due to some things. But yeah, Nospiwe, Unarime, Neo. Neo is our admin. He's the one who's making sure that the slides are rolling in the background. Yeah, so we have Una and we have Nospiwe, and they're going to introduce themselves and they're going to speak as well. Do you want to introduce yourself now? Okay.
No.
Okay. Oh, okay. So yeah, we have Una. Una is going to be talking about APS and subject requirements. Over to you, Una.
Okay, hello guys. Thank you for taking your time to listen to what we have to say. My name is Una Renemrava and I'm a second year LLB student at the University of Wits. And I'm going to be taking you guys on a journey of learning about APS and subject requirements when you are looking to do the degree of law. Okay, first we have to discuss what is an APS, right? APS in full stands for Admission Point Score. And it is a system used by South African universities to regulate who gets in and who gets out. Like it makes sure that it admits people who are ready for that specific course that you're applying for. So now for me to demonstrate how they calculate APS and for you to understand further when I'm gonna be telling you guys what the universities require. So I'll make an example using my matric certificate. So I was doing general subjects. So first in Chivenda home language, I got 77%, which is six, which is level six, and in English first additional language I got 73, which is level six, and in mathematical literacy I got 91, which is level seven, and then in life orientation I got 83, which is level seven, and then in history I got 87, which is level seven, and then in religion studies I got 95, which is level seven, and then in tourism I got 85, which is level seven. So since I've told you this, when we are talking about an APS, we only calculate the levels that I was telling you about, which is, for me, I got an APS of 30, 47. Yes, 47. If I'm not mistaken, you can calculate what I said, then you will figure it out what APS I got. All right. And then, so now let's start with the University of Wits, which calculates its APS in a different way compared to other universities. So Wits, from level 5 to level 7, it will give you an extra 2 points, right? What do I mean by that? If you get level 5 in English and maths only, that's where they add 2 points. In English and maths only, that's where they add 2 points. So if you get level 5 in English, they're gonna add 2 points, which means they're gonna have a level 7, right? And then from every subject, if you get above 90 going to 100, they're gonna add it. For them, they consider it as level 8, right? And then they're gonna also add the 2 points, which means if you get 90 something in a subject, they're gonna add 2 more points to you, and they're gonna consider that 90 something as level 8. So you basically have 10 points if you get 90 to 100. All right. Okay. And then let's now go to what they require in BA, which is a 3-year course, as you have heard from my colleague. So at the University of Wits, your APS for BA has to be 43, and 43 doesn't mean if you get 43 you're automatically accepted. You have to get higher than that because you're competing with other schools or the whole country and internationally. So for English, home language, and first additional language, they're going to require you to have a level 5, which is 60%. So if you get a level 5, they're going to add 2 points, right? And then for mathematics, they're going to require you to have a level 3, which is 40%. And then for mathematical literacy, they're going to require you to have a level 4, which is 50%, right? And then moving on to BCom Law, which is also a 3-year course, they're going to require you to have an APS of 38. And that doesn't mean that if you get 38, you're automatically in advance. You have to get higher than that because remember, you're competing with other schools and other kids and internationally. And for the requirements for your home language or your home language, which is English, if you're doing English as a home language and first additional language, they're going to require you to have a level 5, which is 60%, right? And then for BCom Law, they only accept you if you're doing mathematics. And then there you're going to have a level 5, which is 60%. And then for LLB, which is a 4-year course, they're going to require you to have an APS of 46, all right? So that doesn't mean if you get 46, also you get in, right? You might get waitlisted if you're at 46. So for me, I got calculating the way that Verse calculated APS. I had an APS of 48, all right? And then they're also going to require your English, both home language and first additional language at level 6, which is 70%, all right? And then for your, if you're doing mathematics, they're going to require you to have a level 4, which is 50%. And then if you're doing mathematical literacy, they're going to require you to have a level 6, which is a 70%. All right. And then let's move on to UJ. All right. So UJ doesn't have a different way from calculating your APS. It uses what you have is like your APS on the side, the one that is written level 1 to level 7. UJ uses that one. So which means when UJ says your APS has to be 31 with mathematics level 4, which is 50%. And then if you are doing mathematical literacy, they're going to require you to have a 32 APS score, which is if your math lit has to be level 4, because so whenever I say level 4, level 1, that's the minimum. That's what they're gonna consider if you have that. But if you must have higher than that. If I say level 3, in your mind you should be thinking about level 5, right? And then let's start with, oh, let's move on to become law. All right. And then it is a 3-year course. Your APS that they are requiring from you is 31 with mathematics at level 4, which is 50%. And then your English, both home language and first additional language, they're going to require you to have a level 5, which is 60%. All right. And then for LOB, they're going to require you to have an APS of 31 with maths or mathematics at level 3, which is 40%. And then if you're doing mathematical literacy, they're going to require you to have an APS of 32, while your maths has to be level 4, which is 50%. And then your English, both home language and first additional language, has to be at level 5, which is 60%. All right. And then, but I also have to emphasize the fact that when I say 31, it doesn't mean that you have to get 31. Get higher than that. I'll always emphasize on that. And then let's move to the University of Cape Town. All right. So it also doesn't have a different way into calculating your APS score, but when they are requiring you to have an NBT test, it means that your NBT test has 3 different types of tests. There is the one for which is AQL, which is one whereby you're going to be writing English, right? And then there is a Q is what? Let me double check on that before I lie. There is QL, yes, which you're gonna be writing about. I think it's maths with numbers or maths with words. I mean, and then for the third test, it's mathematics, right? Or what some of you may know as pure maths. So since they have 3 tests, these tests are also out of 100%. And when I say 100, I mean percentage. And their levels are going to be ranked at from level 1 to level 7 using the same method that they use when they are ranking your laptop, your report cards or your matrix statement. Right? Okay, now that we understand that part, um, for your BA law, which is a 3-year degree at the University of Wits, they're going to require to have an APS ranging from 32 to 39, and they're going to require to have an English, both home language and first additional language at level 5, which is 60%. Right? And then for your BCom law, which is a 3-year module, which is the 3-year course or degree, I mean, they're going to require you to have an APS of 32. And for your English, home language, and first additional language, they're going to require you to have a level 5, which is 60%. Then for mathematics, because it's a BCom, they only require mathematics. They're going to require you to have a level 5, which is 60% again. And then for your LOB at the University of Cape Town, they're going to require you to have an APS of 36, to 44 points. All right. With your maths at level 5, and which is 60%, and your maths lit at level 6, which is 70%. And your English, both home language and first additional language, at level 5, which is 60%. And something that I forgot to mention was Cape Town requires you to write an NBT when you are applying for your BCom, and they will require you to write both AQL and AQL and QL and MT, which means they're going to write both those three tests when you are applying for BCom law. And the average has to be 60 going upwards in those tests, right? And then for LOB, they will only require you to write the AQL and QL, right? So, and also your average has to be 60%. And I think I'll leave you there. I'll leave you here for now. My colleagues will take over, and then at the end of the session, you guys can ask questions if there's something that you didn't understand, or if there's something that I passed too fast on. So, bye bye for now.
Okay, thank you so much, Una. Okay, yeah, that was Una Rene. I hope you guys understand. And I just want to add that, like, when you are writing the NBT, you have to apply for the NBT. You write it at like your closest school. So the website has like it shows you. You apply to write the NBT, and then it shows you the venues, and then you choose the venue that is closest to you. You go to the school, you write the NBT, and then the university that requires the NBT gets your results. You have to pay for the NBT. Yeah, I just wanted to let you guys know. If you have questions for Una, please keep them for the Q&A session. We are now going to move on to the realities of university life, which was going to be presented by Esihle, but Esihle could not be here today. So I'm gonna stand in for her. Okay, so for this part, I think I'm gonna start with the exciting part. I'm gonna start with the social life. Okay. The social life, I don't know. I hope you guys are excited to come to university. I feel like my first year I was really very much excited. I was excited. I was like, I couldn't wait. I could not wait to come. So for your social life, please make sure that you make an effort to socialize. It is so easy to not have friends in university, guys. So please make sure that you socialize. Another thing that I want to emphasize is please attend orientation. So at the beginning of the year, we have what we call orientation, and it takes like 3 weeks. So before schools open, at Wits, we have like 3 weeks or 2 weeks of orientation where you get to meet people who are also first years who are coming for the first time. And yeah, you get to socialize with them, you do activities and everything because they're trying to get you comfortable and everything. So please make sure that you attend orientation. I did not attend my orientation because I was working and I wanted to have money. So yeah, but like if it was up to me, I would have attended orientation. So yeah, make sure that you socialize by joining societies or attending events because you're gonna meet people there. Be open. If you're an introvert, trust me, you're gonna find your friend who's just like you. So be open. Be very much open-minded. But like if you love to keep to yourself, then keep to yourself by all means. Yeah, be very open in university. You're gonna have like please make sure that you go out and stuff like that. Even with balancing school, make sure that you have a social life and you're not just like in your books, so that you don't get stressed and don't get like thingies. So like throughout the year we have events that are hosted by the school. We have activations are like I don't know, like they sometimes they bring jumping castles to campus just so that we can have fun maybe before exams. So yeah, we have that as well. Make sure that you go there, make sure that you de-stress, make sure that you when you join societies, I think you pay to be in some societies, you do pay to be in some societies, but also don't get lost in the juice. Like if you go to church, please, Bandla, On Sunday, make sure that you're at church. Make sure that you have that part down. Okay, and then another thing. So with law, guys, with law, the workload is crazy. Like the workload is like metric workload times two, and then okay times a bit. Like it's a lot, but also like it's manageable if you can just like set your time. You know yourself. Set your time right, set yourself right, study schedule, nyana, study timetable, make sure that you do that. Also keep it cutesy, like design your room, have fun with it. Like don't, make university an aesthetic because it's literally going to end at the end of it. Because like I'm in my final year and I can't believe it. Like I genuinely can't because I feel like time flew so quickly. So yeah, it's very fast paced. Don't get lost. Also, with the social life, with the clubbing and everything and going to things, don't get lost. Please remember why you're here. Even when you're clubbing, you're holding down that verb or whatever. I don't know, whatever that you guys are comfortable with. Please make sure that you don't get lost in the sauce. Remember why you are here and keep your head down. Come back to your books at the end of the day, okay? Okay. And then we are gonna move on to um, the next part. Okay, Noah's not moving with me, so I think I'm gonna move on. Um, okay, so estimated costs for university. So for Wits specifically, we have tuition fees ranging from 55K to 76K. Study material, 80,000 Rand. Study material are like your books and your stationery and all of those things. To be honest, you can reduce this amount. You don't have to, okay, it depends. You don't have to buy books, right? You don't have to feel the pressure of buying books early. Maybe if at home you know that you can't buy books early, you can find PDFs. They send them, like we have groups where they send them. You don't have to pressure yourself into buying books. Please note that. So the 80,000 Rand, don't let it like, make you feel somehow. And then we have on campus residences. And what that means is that like you stay inside campus. So there's like places inside campus. So there's like accommodation inside of campus. And then those range from 82,000 Rand to 97,000 Rand. And this price, the reason why it's different is because some reses have like meals that they serve for like 5 times a week, some 7 times a week, some you have to make food for yourself. It's self catering. And then there's personal living expenses, meal allowances like 1.5 thousand Rand if maybe you're staying at a self catering or private accommodation. And then if maybe you are traveling, transport is like roughly 1,000 Rand. Yeah. And then the next slide, please. Okay, we're gonna move on. Now, next slide. We wrote 4 there, but I'm gonna focus on 2 because we've spoken about VET. So I'm gonna focus on UJ. UJ tuition fees for LLB straight is 43,370 plus. The plus is because with UJ you choose your electives, so it depends on the electives how much your thing is going to be. And then residence is 43,000 Rand, and then some residences have meals, some have self catering. Self catering means that you're gonna buy your own groceries, so you have to know how to budget for that. In that 1.5, you have to know how to budget for groceries, activations, fun. In that 1.5, of course, it's gonna be different. Some people get 3,000 Rand per month, some get 1.5. So you just have to really work with money. I think university teaches you and forces you to know how to budget basically. And then UP tuition fees range from 50,000 52,000 rand to 77,000 rand, depending on the degree that you're studying. And then on campus residences, 62,000 rand to 106,000 rand. Honestly, with everything, I'm just going to say that it's very different. Everything is very different in terms of costs specifically. It depends on what you're studying, of course. It depends with meals also. It depends on what you'll be eating, especially when you are self-catered. But ultimately, please let your parents know to plan ahead. Make sure that they know that like you have to start saving early. You have to start saving early. Right now, I think if maybe you are in grade 12, your parents know that you're going to university. I hope that everybody in here has applied or is in the process of applying. Speaking of applying, please apply for bursaries. Please make sure that you apply for bursaries. Like, even if you think that you don't have a shot, trust in yourself and just apply. Like, apply for every single bursary that you see. Just apply. Don't think about it. 75% average in. Don't think about it. Apply. And then, okay, we have on campus, as I said, we have private accommodation. Private accommodation is outside of campus. You see that South Point there? When you come to Joburg, it's outside of campus. So, yeah, but like it's close to campus. Some of them are close, some of them are far, and the further ones are much more affordable. And then the ones that are closer, uh, the price gets higher as you get closer to the university when it comes to private accommodations. And when it comes to on campus, I think maybe you can live on campus if you feel like you want to be close to classes, if you feel like you also want to be close to the libraries, like inside, you don't want to be studying in your room and all of that. There's also backup generators. Some outside residences have backup generators, but it's some of them, not all of them. Um, yeah, so yeah, I think that's my part. Yeah, thank you so much, guys. If you have any questions, please save them for the Q&A session. Just you can also like note down your questions in the chat if you're comfortable with that. And then we're going to move to the next part now, which is going to be presented by Nospiwe, my sister Nospiwe. Oh, Una.
I just, before Nos Pure starts, I just wanted to say that our meeting is about to end because we're using free trial. So it means that when it ends, you're gonna see the link, the chat that I sent right now. Which means when this one ends, you join the next one. I think it's also been sent in the channel there. So when this one, join the next one.
Okay, guys, it's going to end at like 8. So if maybe we
Greetings, everyone. Just to emphasize again, we've sent the link in the group chat and the main channel, so that when this meeting cuts off, please do join the second meeting, and then that is where also we will have the Q&A session so that you can ask all your questions. So please ensure to also join the second meeting. If the meeting ends and you don't get the link, just check it in the group chats in the channel. And thank you.
Okay. Thank you, guys. All right, we're gonna move to the next part. Nospiwe.
Thanks, Homo. Hello, everyone. My name is Nospiwe Mavimbela. I'm a second year LLB student at Wits. So let's talk about something that can make or break your university journey. First, you need to budget early. Too many parents only start worrying about university fees in matric. By then, it is almost late. Remember, tuition is just one part of the picture. You also need to budget for accommodation, meals, books, transport, and those unexpected extras. So, starting now with small contribution can make a huge difference when the time comes. Second, you need to apply for funding early. Don't wait for last minute. Bursaries and NSFAS application open months before university deadline. The truth is that every student deserves a chance to succeed.
Sorry,
NSFAS
not
will only
PUA.
cover or
No,
will
please move
not
to the
cover
next
everything.
slide. Okay, it's fine. You can continue. He'll move.
Okay, guys, as I was saying, the truth is that NSFAS will not cover everything. For example, NSFAS only pays about 52,000 for residents, but many residences cost more than that. What does that mean? It means students often end up with debt for accommodation. So planning ahead and applying early can help close those gaps. Third, this one is critical. Your grade 11 results matter. Most students think that matric is the big deal, and yes, it is important. But here's the reality: universities make provisional offers based on your grade 11 marks. By the time you write matric, the first selection round is over. So if your grade 11 results are strong, you are in a great position. But if they are weak, you will find yourself being waitlisted or even rejected. So what I can say is that we need to plan early, apply early, and perform early. Let's move to the next slide. No, let's move to Okay, the bachelor pass misconception. So many students believe that as long as I get a bachelor pass, I can study at any university. And this is completely false. A bachelor pass is not a golden ticket. It is just a minimum requirement to apply, and it does not guarantee admission, especially for competitive degrees like law. Let me give you an example. To get a bachelor pass, you need an APS of 26 points, but at VET, for the LLB degree, you often need an APS of 43 or higher. And that's not literates at level 6. That's a huge gap between the minimum to apply and the minimum to get in. And remember, you're not just competing with your school, you are competing with the student across the whole country. Let's move to the next topic. Application deadlines. Most university application for 2026 will open around April 2025 and close by 30 September 2025. Don't wait until the last minute. Apply early. Thanks.
Okay, thank you so much, Nurse PUA. Right now we're going to be talking about international students, and that is going to be covered by Natasha. Natasha.
Hi everyone. Am I audible?
You are audible. Can you speak again because I think it's cutting?
Okay, are you able to hear me now?
Yes, perfect.
Okay, so hi everyone. My name is Natasha. I am a second year LLB student, and I'm actually the founder of this program. So I'm gonna call you guys future Vitsies because I hope to see you guys here, and I hope that one day we'll get to interact and you guys can be like, oh, we met you through this program. And then so guys, I'm calling you future Vitsies. I am manifesting it on your behalf. So guys, essentially just to like sum up everything that has been said, right? The purpose of this is one, to evoke a level of seriousness within you guys. So you guys have heard like Wits is saying give us an APS of 43 or 46, right? And what I'm saying is most of the time, guys, it is the minimum, which means even if you get the 46, right, they can still reject you. Because guys, look, you are competing with the whole country. when you write your exams, right, everyone is writing it with you, right? So if you think that you just getting the minimum is going to get you into the institution, that's wrong. Because if you think about it, there might be someone with the APS of 50 and 60. I say 50, 60 according to the Wits calculation. So don't get scared, right? But even with UJ, you might see 31 and you'd be like, oh, 31, that's not easy. But that's easy. But let me tell you guys, my friend had an APS score of 43, and UJ actually waitlisted her, right? And I'm telling you this because I want you to understand the importance of it. Is that most of the time people come to the realization late. This is after they've received their matric results and they're receiving all the rejection letters, and now people end up going to like colleges that they didn't want to go to in the first place, and they come to this realization like, yo, I should have been more serious. And then you see your friends going to UCT, you see your friends going to UP, see your friends going to Vits, and you're like, wow, I wish that was me. And guys, you don't want to come to that realization late. Like, trust me, you really don't, So again, the purpose of this program is that I wish I had someone that also told me like, look, you need to take this seriously. Where they're like, okay, bachelor's passed and people are celebrating, that's great. But remember, guys, just because you get a bachelor's pass doesn't mean you're going to get into the university. And if you even look at the requirements to get a bachelor pass, most of the time it's minimum marks, right? And especially if you're looking at the requirements to get a bachelor pass, most of the time it's minimum marks, right? And especially if you're looking at big institutions like UCT, like Wits, they require you to have that large APS, right? So again, I'm still gonna call you future Vitsies. Again, don't be scared, guys. Like varsity, there is the good side of varsity. Varsity is fun, guys. Trust me. There's the independence. You're gonna live at res. You're gonna cook. You're gonna buy your own groceries, and also a lot of stuff was emphasized: the social life, and even studying law. Okay, let me just to share my own personal experience. What I love about studying law is I feel like law is like a guys. Okay, I think the meeting is about to end, so let's rather join in on the second meeting and then I'll continue rather than me talking and then it cuts me off. So guys, please join. I'm still gonna continue. I'm still gonna call you future Vitsies. So please join on the next meeting and then yeah, I'll continue what I was saying.
Yeah, right. Far.
Okay, guys, so I'll just wait a few minutes for other people to join and then I'll continue with what I was saying. Okay, guys, so I'm just gonna continue, right? What I was saying is the reason I love studying law is because I feel like, guys, studying law makes me feel like I have this superpower. I really believe that there's an importance, there's this power that comes with knowing your rights and knowing the law. Like, for example, trust me, guys, it makes you feel like no one can take advantage of you, and you'll come across situations, especially with off-campus residences. Sometimes they tend to take advantage of students, and again, I feel like law gives you that voice. You might be someone that likes speaking out against injustice, but when you have the law, you feel like you have something that's backing you up. So I really feel like it gives you the superpower. You'll notice, like, as you study and you learn about the law, you start to rate certain things because you are studying the law and you can tell that, what this person is doing is wrong. But guys, it's not, it's when you see movies, exaggeration, guys, it's really a lot. But you'll survive again if you are disciplined. So just because you're at varsity now and now you're at raise, you have no parents, doesn't mean you shouldn't be disciplined. You should still be disciplined, guys. It requires a lot of self-discipline. But guys, trust me, my future Vitties, I trust you guys. Again, matric is just the first step. Also, emphasis on your grade 11 results. That, guys, it really starts at grade 11, and there's some institutions that don't even accept your grade 12 marks. So there's some institutions that say you must specifically start by applying with your grade 11 marks. So you have to do well in grade 11. And also, just the good thing with law, subject choice actually doesn't really matter, to be honest. Whether you're doing maths, whether you're doing maths literacy, whether you are doing history, whether you're doing business, it really doesn't matter. That's the good thing about law. So you don't have to worry about the fact that, oh my goodness, I'm not doing mathematics. Okay, besides, if you want to do BCom law, let me just clarify that if you want to do BCom law, you of course have to have mathematics. But the good thing is it's flexible because there is no high school subjects that can prepare you for law. And that's why it doesn't really matter on your subject choice. But what I would say is aim to do well in subjects like English, right? And of course, whether you're doing maths or math literacy, also just aim to have a good mark. And then I was going to speak of on international students. So I'm an international student myself. Essentially, just the things that you need to know is that when you are an international student and you are applying to a university, first of all, is that they require you to have a study visa in the institution's name. So you'd have a study visa that says Bachelor of Laws, the institution's name, and the year that you start and the year that you end, right? So just to explain why you have to have a study visa, essentially, again, how some people come in South Africa specifically and
Hi guys, is Natasha still audible?
Now she needs to go back like the past 1 minute. I think that thing has been cutting for a bit.
Yeah, I think she's cutting on even on my side.
Okay, okay. Guys, please give Natasha a few minutes. Well, Natasha, we can't hear you properly. Your line is cutting.
I think she's having a network. Oh, okay. I think she's back.
Natasha, I think you need to exit and join again. Your network is cutting. We can't hear you properly.
Tapela has the first to speak. Yeah, please feel free to speak now. You can unlock your
Okay,
mic.
Tapelo.
Greetings, all. Ne?
Hello.
So I wanted to ask something. Ne?
Yeah.
If it happens that I want to apply for a law,
Yeah.
obviously, like I'm starting with a higher certificate, and then I'm
Okay.
going. Yes.
Yeah.
The maximum requirements for
Okay.
history.
Wait.
What?
No. Can you mute Natasha, please? Okay, Tapeli, you can go on.
So I wanted to ask the if like my marks are grade 11, ne?
Liang.
Term 4, they are bad, ne?
Yeah.
But it's grade 12, term 1,
Yeah.
they are good.
Yeah.
Which report am I using to apply to?
So what I did, I'm not gonna lie. Like I'm not. I don't think I'm smart, but I think I tried my best. So my grade 11 marks were not that good. So what I did, netapelo, ke tsere report ya ka ya grade 11, ka e baya mo a kere tshwanetse o apply o tsenye PDF. Ke tsere PDF ya ka baya grade 11 results tsa ka modimo. Then ka tsaya di grade 12 results tsa ka tsa term 1 ka di ba ko tlase, so that they can see that I improved and I'm a person who tries. Because I mean, so that's what I did, and I'm not gonna lie, it did work for me. I got accepted for quite a number of universities, and also I think, in as much as we need to emphasize grade 11 marks and grade 12 marks, don't be scared. Like when you're writing your finals, also to when's the metric?
I'm still doing my metric first year.
Okay. Final results. Make sure that you try your best, you push yourself, you try by all means. If you have to go to the teachers to ask for extra help, it's a ne? Ka di final results tsa gago, make sure gore di a bontsha gore o zamile and o improvile throughout the year. So that, because even if like baga go waitlist or baga go reject, I know someone who was rejected at first, but they took him after because his results, final year results, had improved. So in as much as you need to work hard, make sure that like you're not stressing if maybe as you apply, just kopantsha di-marks tsa go tsa grade 11 tsa grade 12 di nna ko pampiring A1 ko PDF-eng A1, and then o uploade di le yalo. Yabo?
And then can I ask another question? Ne?
Hi,
Oh,
Natasha,
sorry.
are you back?
Guys, yes, I'm back. I missed the first question.
Okay.
Sorry if it may please be repeated.
Okay, wait. Yeah, Tapeli, you can go on.
So let me say, I get no the applications.
Yes, so you pretty quick.
Okay. Is there someone with those to apply?
Okay, Natasha will answer that. Okay. Thank you, Tapelo. And Natasha will answer that. And then Natasha, Tapelo was just saying that. Oh, I wanted to repeat his first question.
Yes, please do. Both questions, please.
So, okay. So the first one, he was saying that his grade 11 marks are bad. Tashni also has the same problem. Tashni says that I have a problem. My grade 11 marks are bad, but my grade 12 marks of term 1 and term 2 are good. So the question was, those are grade 11 marks are bad, but grade 12 marks are good. So what do I do in that instance? And then the second question that I think is directed to you is wait, what's the question? Oh, like if can we help them with applying for universities? Is there
Okay, thank you for your question. So with regards to the first situation, I do know someone that was actually in that similar situation. She's actually at UJ now. So her grade 11 marks were bad, but her matric marks were really good. And then she was able to apply and she was able to make it to UJ. So what I would say is, most institutions might say, okay, no, we only want your grade 11 results. But in certain institutions might accept it when they say, give us your term 2 results. So the problem is if you want to use your term 1 results, because many institutions are like, no, but like it's term 1, you have assignments and stuff like that. But I feel like because it's term 2, you're writing exams, right? That will really show your capabilities in that regard. So there are institutions that might actually accept your grade 12 term 2 marks, because I know, think about it, right? There's situations where someone was doing certain subjects in grade 11 and then they changed them in grade 12. So now the question is, do they apply with their grade 11 marks where they had those previous subjects, or do they apply with the new subjects? So in that case, actually, I had a friend that sent her email to the institution she was applying, explaining that no, she changed her subjects, so she's now applying with her grade 12 marks and they accepted it, right? So what we can do on my side, I will inquire at Wits, particularly because this is where we are. But then if I have friends at UJ, I'll also ask, do they accept applying with grade 12 midterm marks? But I don't think they would say no. With regards to your, so I don't want you, don't panic because your grade 11 marks are bad. The situation you don't want is where now your matric final results are bad, because now at that point it's too late, So if again, it's about provisional acceptance, right? So if your grade 12 marks are good and you get provisional acceptance, you work as hard as you can for your final results and they're good, you're going to get that final acceptance. So I don't want you guys to panic. It's okay. And one thing I'm glad is that you guys are saying that your grade 12 marks are good. So that's a starter. So with regards to your second question, is there anyone that can help apply? So what I will do is I will open the floor to the volunteers. If anyone is willing to help you guys with applications, then I will send a message in the group, guys. There are volunteers that are willing to help with applications, and then I'll try to do that as soon as possible because I'm aware that there's application deadlines. So I'll back to you. Are you in the group? So just make sure you're in the group so that when I send the follow up with regards to that, you can receive that communication. But again, like, don't panic, guys. It's okay. Again, like I said, the good thing is that your grade 12 marks are good. And then any other questions?
Guys, is there any other questions? Please feel free to ask questions if you have any, or put them in the chat. Tapelo or Sharp?
Yeah, I'm good. But last question,
Okay.
So
It's okay. It's okay.
ke apply for a course
Yeah.
law, and then but before I apply a course law, let me say I apply for chain management, and then second semester I wanna change to law. Is it possible for me too?
No, ga go possible. You have to start at the beginning of the year, ka law. You can't change ka second semester and then change to law. But like the other universities, I don't know if this is specifically to law, I don't know. But like the other universities that have what we call extended programs, I know that UJ has extended programs and NWU also has extended programs. So let's say, for instance, your marks were good, but like you don't qualify. So what you can do is that you can get into a university. You can get into the university with your with the extended program. So the extended program, what it means is that instead of BA law, even 3 years, it's going to be 4 years, because you have like an extra year where they start you with I don't know what they do. I think they for subjects for a year. And then after who did his BA, he started with an extended program in UFS. I think UFS, NWU, UJ. So they started with that, and then they did 1 year, and then 1 year after that, they graduated with a higher certificate, and then the university took them in for their BA. So with a BA, if you have a BA, like that's your starting point. I know that like we are not all like, we don't all have 47 plus APSs, to be fair. So if maybe you can start there and you are willing to be patient, you can start with your BA at UFS with the extended and then do 4 years. And then after that, you can qualify with your BA to do a BA law. And then after that, do your LLB if like you really want to do law. I hope that I'm clear. Please let me know if I'm not. And then we have a question in the chat. Kutlwano says, what law courses are offered and what are their prerequisites? Kutlwano. Okay, I think Una, can you please answer that?
Okay, I think now can you please go back to the APS slides? No, can you please go back to the APS slide? Yeah. Okay, so to answer your question, it's we have three kinds of law degrees, right? There is BA law, BCom law, and LOB. All right. For BA, which is a 3-year, and BCom, which is also 3-year, LOB, which is also a 4-year degree. So different universities require different requirements. So for that, yes, they said it's APS supposed to be 43, but 43 doesn't mean you have to get 43, as it was emphasized that you are competing with the whole country and both internationally, right? So for BCom, they're going to require you to have also 38 with English, but mathematics. But for BA and LOB, they only require you to have English, which I think everybody here has English, and that English has to be at 60%, right? And then both your maths and maths literacy for advice, like when I'm advising, I'm just gonna say make sure that it's above 60 for both BA and LOB, which are the ones that require what? Mathematical literacy. And for for B for BCom, if you're doing mathematics, make sure that is above, it's also above 60%. So that it can get accepted. And then for UJ, as you can see here, that they both basically the subject that they require mostly it's English and mathematics and mathematical literacy, and both of them, both of maths and mathematical literacy have to be at least like not looking at the requirements, you guys should aim for 60% going upwards. And for English, not looking at the requirements, you guys should also look at 70% in English so that you can guarantee your entrance in those degrees that I'm explaining right now. And then also for you, Jay, as you can see, so if you can qualify for that, just know that you're gonna qualify for this for the rest of the universities. Yeah, I think if I don't know if I answered your question, but if I didn't, you can just ask it again.
Okay.
Okay, so okay, I think Una answered the first question, and then she asked, are there opportunities for internships, clerkships, and practical experiences? So actually, yes, that's the nice thing about law, right? So we actually call this vacation work. So what you do is you'll apply for vacation work at an actual law firm, right? So if you get accepted for the vacation work, you'll go there and you will get to see the day-to-day life in a law firm, right? And this could range from your small firms, right? You get to go there, you'll see what these firms do in their daily lives. Assisting attorneys, right, who have been doing this for years. So fortunately, I actually got to do vacation work in my first year, right? And to be honest, I was like, I emailed all these firms. I'm like, please, can I come? I want a job shadow. I don't even know if they were gonna respond. And I remember this law firm opened their applications for VAC work, and I just applied. And I remember receiving an email saying that, oh, you've been accepted. It was a lovely experience. You went to court, right? So this law firm actually also specializes in family law. So we literally got to sit in a divorce proceeding. Like literally, now it's not a set of facts in a test paper. Like it's people's lives, and people are actually getting divorced right in front of your eyes. Like it was very fun to get to see that, and also just to see how judges are. Like your judges are not nice, you know. So it was really fun, and I remember we were laughing because the law firm that I went to was actually founded by women. It's directed by women, right? And she was telling us about how her client lied to her, and now she ended up being embarrassed in court. So there are various experiences. So put yourself out there, you know. Don't be afraid to email these firms, even if they say no. Like just ask, can I drop shadow? You know, if you guys LinkedIn, yo guys, when you come to Basi, you're gonna see the importance of LinkedIn. LinkedIn, guys, please get LinkedIn there in your first year, right? Connect to as many people as you can, network. And then you see, I remember I when I went to the VAC work, I met this other advocate, and he was actually like, if we want to drop shadow, you told us that we can email you for VAC for to job shadow, and you know that's how you make those experiences. Even if you connect with someone on LinkedIn and you are sorry, can I job shadow you? You know, so there are definitely chances for practical experience. And then I saw someone also asked I heard earlier from Sarah Una that there's 3 tests you write. One of them is pure maths, and I do maths list, and you want to do LLB. I'm assuming that Una was talking about the APS, the NBT from UCT. Una, can you just confirm with me that's what you were talking about when you were talking about the test?
Yes, yes, that's what I was talking about for NBT.
Yes. Yes. So it's actually only UCT that requires you to write an NBT. So when he was talking about the AQL and the maths, I think for law, I'm not sure at UCT. Una can just confirm whether they only require to write the AQL or if it's both.
No, only AQL. If you are doing LLB in any university that requires NBT, they're only going to require to write the AQL one. For maths, they don't want you to write that one. There's no maths
Yes.
involved. That's why we're doing it.
Okay. So I think it's Tashni if I'm not mistaken. So if you want to do LLB, you can do LLB with maths lit. As you see, Una gave you guys a practical example with his marks and his subject choices. He was doing maths lit and he's doing LLB. The only thing that requires mathematics is BCom law, literally only. And it's only UCT that requires you to write an NBT. So if you want to come to it, you literally don't need to write an NBT. But of course, if you guys want to go to UCT, then you have to ensure that you write your NBT. And then someone asked, can someone please re-explain what is meant by tuition fees? Okay, tuition fees is basically like how do I explain it? Like the cost.
It's school fees.
Yes, it's school fees.
It's basically school fees for university.
Yes, thank you. So Homelevela explained it very nicely. It's basically school fees for university, the way you pay your school fees in high school. That's basically what it is, right? So as we said, the costs were scaling from 55,000 to 70 to about 77,000. So that's basically that. And then I think Una answered a question in the oh yes. And then are there any other questions? Please feel free, guys. We are still here. We are willing to answer anything. And if I haven't, if you posed a question in the chat and we didn't really, you still don't understand, then please let us know. Okay. Do you pay the tuition fees every month? So, to be honest, I think someone else can answer that, but I can speak from the perspective of an international student. Is as I explained that we have to pay 75% upfront, and they actually require the rest of it by March, which means by March you must have paid all your fees for the year. But I don't know how that looks like if you're not an international student. So I think I'll let someone else answer that.
Okay, so basically, Owami, no, you do not pay tuition fees every month. You can pay them anytime during the year, to be fair. But I think one thing that we did not mention is that when you get to university, there's a registration fee, which is like 9 point something for Wits, 9.8.
Yeah, let's just say rounding off to the nearest 10 is 10,000.
Okay.
Yeah.
10, rounding off to the nearest 10,000 Rand registration fee. So that's the fee that you're required to pay before you get into the university. So basically, you're gonna come, stand in the line, and then you're gonna pay that amount. If you have a bursary, though, your bursary pays your registration fee for you, so you don't have to worry about that. But like if you are your parents are paying for the school fees, they have to pay the registration fee when you are registering. So what that means is that like you come to the school and then you register for the subjects that you're going to be taking. And then they're going to say, okay, it's this much. You have to pay the registration fee, and then you pay that at the beginning of the year, like February, January. And then tuition fees, you don't have to pay them every month. You can pay them at any time, any point of the year. They are going to remind you in the emails, but you don't have to worry about that. You don't have to pay them every month. It's just like one price that you can pay, maybe, I don't know, divided twice if maybe your parents are paying for you. If your bursary is paying for you, you don't have to worry about that. I hope that is clear. Okay, guys, do we have any questions?
Oh, I noticed Tapelo's hand was up. Is that a legacy hand?
It's a legacy hand. Tapelo.
All right.
Okay, guys. Any other questions? Please feel free.
Hello.
Hi, Kutlano.
I was asking, as a student, do you get like opportunities for networking with legal professionals as you study your course?
Yes. Yes, you do. So we have events that are hosted by LSC. LSC is basically the Law Students Council. It's like RCL in university, but like for law students.
Okay.
So they host events where they call people from the companies. A lot of companies come, a lot of people come to represent their company, and then you can go to the people to ask questions, whatever that you want to ask, and they're very open and willing to answer the questions. And then in those, we call them career fairs. In those career fairs, you can also like maybe ask for VEC work and ask how VEC work thingy works and stuff like that, and how you can get in. You can ask about internships, clerkship, everything. So yeah, we have those like quite often, like every once in a while.
And,
Okay,
and to
thank
answer
you.
the question in the chat. Oh, okay.
Oh, you can speak.
You can say whatever you wanted to say.
Okay. I saw someone saying, is law really that hard? I wouldn't say that, but it's a lot. Like when we say a lot, we're not saying it like we're not even trying to exaggerate. Like it's literally a lot. Like,
Yo,
it's a lot.
guys. Yeah, for sure. He's being for real. It's a lot. Yo,
A lot.
guys,
It's a lot of reading. Kuning.
At some point you feel like you don't have a life, hey? Like for real, I don't even know if I have a life outside of school. And not to say this,
Crazy.
not to say this to scare you guys, but guys, that's really how much work.
Natasha, you have this. You have this project outside.
Hi,
of-
but okay, of course, but then it's a thing of sacrificing sleep. You know, that's the thing,
Yeah.
guys. Like if answering in terms of if law is hard, to be honest, if you put in the work, it's okay. Of course, there's those other modules that will show you like, you know, like your criminal law, your guys, your jurisprudence, where you don't even know what's going on. But but guys, trust me, if you put in the work, you will do well, you know. And of course there's recognition for it. Like for example, there's Dean's List, which is like your top 10%. You know, there's academic dinners that are hosted for residencies if you live on campus. So guys, like it's really worth it if you put in the work. But again, just don't we are telling you now that it's a lot, guys. So when you get it, don't be shocked, like, yo, why so much reading? Like, you know, you guys are gonna get into the thing of reading case law, and it's gonna be part of your entire degree. And sometimes a case, like for example, if you got like my fellow, I don't want to say colleagues, but maybe future colleagues, right, would know, for example, like the Prince case, you know, could go up to 100 pages, you know, and your lecturers are just telling you, guys, read the whole case. Like, imagine. So, guys, it's a lot. I don't want to lie. That's just the one thing that we're emphasizing, but you will see when you get here. But it's not difficult if you put in the work and you are disciplined. So yeah. And then what is the teaching style like? How interactive are the classes? Because I heard the lecturers just give you the topics and leave. So I wouldn't say it's really that bad, you know. Like, guys, you actually have lectures and you actually have a lecturer standing in front of you, and you know, you even have tutorials, which is a compulsory part of it. So what you'll do is you'll have a lecture. Let me give you an example with one module. Let me just use criminal law. We have lectures every Wednesday. On Mondays, actually, they release content online that we have to work through the week. So on Monday, they sent out the work. We have a week to work through it. Every Wednesday, we have an in-person lecture, right, which is about 1 hour to 1 hour 30 minutes, depending on the day. And then we have tutorials on top of that are compulsory that you have to attend. So there's a lot of opportunities for you. Plus, don't and also one thing, man, guys, don't feel like in varsity you can't talk to your lecturers. I feel like the same way you talk to your high school teachers. If you don't understand anything, go talk to the lecturer. Don't feel like because now it's university you can't talk to this person. Like, guys, your lecturers are there. Trust me, most of them are nice. They're always willing to help you. One thing, guys, if you don't understand, ask. Even if you sound stupid, even if someone looks at you funny, ask the question. Because at the end of the day, this is your future career, you know. So don't be afraid to speak to your lecturers. They are in reach. So don't feel like in varsity, like, yes, okay, let me say this. Yes, it does require independent working. It's not like high school. They don't hold your hand as they do in high school. That's one thing I will say, right? So it will require you to be disciplined and work independently. So your lecturers are not as readily as as your teachers, where you have them every day. Most of the time, for most modules, you have one lecture a week, and then the rest of that time is you working independently. I don't know if anyone wants to add anything on that with regards to the teaching style and the
Just wanted,
interaction of classes.
Okay,
just
sorry.
wanted to add on the interaction of teachers. I personally used to be scared of lectures, right? So last year I spent the whole year without even talking to any lecture, like for. But today, like today, literally today, that was my first time speaking to a lecture. I was like, wow, so these people are human. Like, woo. So you see, so I feel like if you become free with your lectures, they're also gonna be free with you, and they're gonna guide you into passing your modules. So there, if you have your assistance from your teachers and your fellow coursemate, then you're gonna pass the course.
Thank you, Una. And then someone asked, are there different types of laws? Yes, absolutely. So in your first year, you'll do family law, you'll do law of persons, which you might wonder like what is that, you know, but again you will see when you get here in first year you also do introduction to law. I'll say first year is your most chilled year, hey? Like, hey, it really can't get easier than that. As you go up, you'll notice it gets a lot more difficult and you're doing a lot more modules. We have criminal law, we have property law. So it's not just like, again, guys, think of it in high school. You have 7 subjects, right? In varsity, we call them modules. So you'll be doing in second year, you'll be doing criminal law, you'll be doing constitutional law, you'll be doing the law of succession, right? So you'll be doing different types of law throughout your entire LLB degree, right? Third year is when you get to property law, contract law. Fourth year, you'll be doing customary law. And also in your fourth year, you actually get to choose 4 electives. And yeah, it's different types of laws, guys. So, you know, I feel like when people think of law, they think of criminal law. And I feel like that is the vision that people have, that we are people, because you know when I say studying law, they're like, yo, you want to represent criminals. And I'm like, guys, no, that's not what law is about. You know, like there's so many areas of law, guys. You will see there's mining law, there's intellectual property, there's environmental law, there's medical malpractice. Like, trust me, you don't have to have it all figured out. So when people a lot like to ask a lot, do you know which area of law you're gonna want to specialize in? You don't have to know that in your first year or second year. Why don't you? Because that's the point. You're gonna do everything, and then you're gonna come across that module that you actually love, and you're like, oh my word, I love property law. I actually would like to specialize in this. So that's what you guys need to know, guys. Law is not just criminal law. It's not just going to represent criminals. That's just one area of law out of a number of different laws. So it doesn't mean that you're just going to come here and you have to represent criminals and that's the only route you have to take. No, you can be a corporate baddie. You know, you can again, guys, there's so much. Trust me. There's so many modules, and you will see that, and you will find the area of law that you love as you study the modules. I don't know if anyone else has anything to add to that.
Yeah, just want to say that. Yeah, I even me myself, I don't even if someone comes and asks me which how, like, which route in law I'm gonna take. I'm gonna be like, I don't know, and I'm in my second year, so so you guys shouldn't be pressured to answer questions like which route are you gonna take, because you're gonna be like, oh, there's this person that I met online, he's in second year, he doesn't even know which route he's gonna take, because I still have 2 more years to decide. I'm gonna do other like new modules that I'm gonna be like, oh, I like this one. Or at least I said I like this one. So even after this, I'm gonna decide, okay, this is what I like. So don't be pressurized to know, yes, I'm gonna go do this one. Like you still have time. You still have time to choose.
All right, guys. I hope everybody is happy. I hope you guys are satisfied with the answers. Please let us know if you're not. Raise your hand. Put it in the chat. If you have any other questions, please feel free to ask. I also just wanted to say that tutorials basically are like a smaller class compared to lectures. So lectures can have like 100+ people, and then tutorials are like an intimate space of like 30, 25 people, and then you have a tutor in front of you who's going to guide you through it, and you can also ask that person. And like tutors, what's fun about tutors, I think, is that they are like our age mates, our peers. You can apply to be a tutor as well in the later stage of your degree. So yeah, tutors are like peers, maybe third year people, fourth year, second year as well. So yeah, just wanted to clarify that. If you have any other questions, please feel free to ask. Yeah. Are you guys satisfied? Can I have thumbs up if everybody is good, or hearts? If all is well, everyone is happy, everybody is excited to be a future Vetsy. Because Natasha really wants to see you guys here.
Yeah, she wants you guys here. And just to say, guys, good luck on your prelims. I know you just started this week. Good luck on your prelims.
Oh, crazy.
Yeah, these people are writing
All
prelims
the
and they need time for this. They're
best.
serious, this one.
All the best,
Oh my
guys.
gosh, good luck, guys. Good luck with your
Literally.
prelims. Guys, please get the highest marks as you can. I really wish you guys well. Please
Yeah,
do
try the
well.
best.